57. Alan Norris. Right, good morning fisher people, my name's Alan Norris from Fish on TV. It is Sunday the 31st of July and I am at Carr Mill Dam for another crack in one of the qualifiers for the Feedermasters. So Feedermasters, it's feeder only, you have to win your zone of 20 and there are 3 zones of 20, so if you win your zone you get through to the final down at Tamar. So, I don't know whether I've shown it or not, but I have just drawn peg 57. I don't know, I've no idea. The can or can't be there. Apparently, if I remember rightly, it's one of the first pegs, left or right, I can't remember, I think it's right to the left slightly. And I think down there is where quite a few of the carpers go, I've been told, but I'm not sure. There's a chance that they can get pleasure fished quite a bit, I would have thought, but I'm not 100% certain. I don't know it that well. I've only ever fished in Feedermasters. So, don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens and see how the day goes. I don't know what numbers are in my zone. I'm assuming it's probably 40 to 60 maybe, I would have thought, or something like that anyway. So we'll, I just don't know how they've pegged it, so, but we'll see how we get on. Weight wise, it could be anything from £5, there could be £20. The weather looks alright, there's a breeze, it's overcast, it's not cold, it's alright, so, don't know folks, I'm a little bit unsure. Nobody said it's fantastic. Just don't know. So we'll see. I'll get my gear together. We shall see you on the bank in a jiffy for you. Be a bloody right hike for me. See you soon. Right, just about ready. Just got my camera to set up and my hooks to put on. So we've got about 14 minutes left. So a quick chat before I do that. Peg 57, what I will say is I've got 3 spare pegs to my right and a spare one to my left. I've got loads of room. I've never fished this area before. I know Lee Kerry did alright about a month ago, a couple of pegs further down, so I don't know, you've got to fancy a few fish for all this room, I'm sure. There's nobody where the bushes are here, because there's not a peg in there, but there's nobody until like the next bush, which is like, look, we're up to about there the ducks are, and then I think there's somebody just past that. We'll have a look here. There's nobody across there, there's one person there and he's got loads and loads of room there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 spare pegs there, but so has he, and he's got a chuck to the bridge. These two are pegged together here, but they've got all this room here. There's no pegs there, no pegs there, so there's plenty of room for them, as there is for me, but I've got nobody here should I say, for 3 pegs, and nobody here for 1 peg. It might be 2 pegs, I've not brought that far up just yet. Lines I've picked, just as it starts to get a little bit deeper, 18 metres here, it's just short of 18 metres, and just as it starts to shallow up, I've clipped it up, it's 34 metres, and that's the 2 lines. So I've got one just in front and one slightly to my right, so I'm not crossing over each other when I'm hopefully bringing fish in. They're the 2 lines I've picked. Dead simple approach, as you know, with bream fishing. I think I'm going to go along to start with on method. Have a quick look on method. I'm going to start off with 4 feederfuls out there, and then I'm going to put 6 short, and depending on how it goes out long, I'll probably every sort of 10 minutes I might probably just put 1 little feederful short just to keep it topped up as if I'm fishing it. I've got traditional and method for long clipped up at the same, and just a short. I'm hoping small skimmers and stuff short, you never know, I've picked 1 or 2 bream up short before, hoping to get skimmers and a few bream, if possible, long. So that's that. Bait wise, it's the Super Skimmer Dark and the XPG Green from Bag and Match Baits, dead reds, casters, a few live pinkies, some corn. Look at those. Red worms, they're belters, I'll just love them, red worms there. That's what baiting up with. few hooks, a few feeders. I've got feeders just behind me. Chopped worms I have to chop up, which I'm going to be putting in that little box there. And that's it. So there we go, folks. Let me get the camera set up, let me get my hook lengths put on. Let's get fishing and see if we can bag a few. So like I say, you've got to win your zone of 20. Because they're spread out so much, I don't know which numbers are in my zone. So either people's not turned up or it's not fishing very well down here is the reason we've got so much room. Don't know. But I also fancy a sneaky little chuck down there. I might just put a bit of bait down there and have a quick look, because that's just got fish written all over it. Perfect cover, but people do walk up and down a lot here, as you can see. Will they come that short? Don't know. Stranger things have happened. So there we go. Let me get ready. Right. Cast out method. I've had a 5-ounce skimmer. First cast while I'm putting a hook length on. Literally just put my other hook length on. The second cast, and it's gone round again. After 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So 2.5 minutes is how often I've been getting bites. This feels a slightly better fish. It is. That'll do. That'll do nicely. Nicely indeed. Now that's got to be a pound and a bit. Let's hope that this keeps up. There we go, folks, not bad at all. A bit quick that, I think I showed you that, didn't I? But yeah, I can't complain at that. So it's a hybrid feeder that I'm putting on, with the Ringer's chocolate yellow. And I've actually not made a great deal of micros, because I wasn't expecting it to be like this. But I'm not saying it's going to continue like this, but I can always use ground bait if I have to, or mix the two if I want to make it last. But that's not a bad start at all. So baited up, fishing 5, 8, 10 minutes in total if you include winding it in and landing and all that sort of stuff, and 2 fish. So I'm more than happy with that. And that's on the 35 metre line. Short line's nicely baited up. I've not even got properly organised yet after baiting up, so because the tip keeps going round. Nice one. Oh, let's get back out there. And I've not tried to put all the feed in one spot. I've sort of gone a few down the middle on my target, a couple to the left, or one to the left, one to the right. So I've got 5 feederfuls out there, so it's like a couple down the middle, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, all within a yard or 2 of each other. So there's plenty for them to graze on. And the first bite was just a little tap which I lifted. That one was just nice and smooth straight round. So I'll get the timer on. I don't know what I'm useless at guessing these weights, what they are. 5 ounce and a pound and a bit, so I might have a pound and a half. So I'll put a pound on and wait till I get another skimmer, and I'll make it 2 pound. So not a bad start. Because last time I came here, it took me an hour and a half, 2 hours to get a bite. So well happy with that. I can't remember whether I put my hook length on then or not. I'll have to double check it. Right, there we go, folks. Nice start for Nash. That's gone round after 5 minutes. Another skimmer, I think. I thought that was going to be bigger because it didn't half go round. A lovely bite. I thought that's got to be a slab. But we'll keep taking them. 3 casts, 3 fish. We'll have them all. I'll have that all day. That'll do. go, little skimmer. Nice one. Oh, brilliant, brilliant start. All the slime off. So everything's all in order now. It's all 100% focus on fishing. Right, well, I've had another skimmer. This is my 5th skimmer. 5 fish and 6 casts, so we can't complain at that, folks. It's an hybrid, I think. Yeah, a little hybrid. Little roach bream. God, they're lovely bites and all. I keep thinking they're going to be a lot bigger than what they are when it goes around. Nice one, there we go. Little hybrid. So we've got over £2. Like, it's nearly the first hour, but I'd say 45 minutes of fishing. I'm catching 1 or 2 over to the side, but I've no idea how anybody else is getting on. That was a bit dry, that one. I've put 2 lots of bait on my short line in between time, so I've just got to keep doing this hybrid because I'm getting bites sort of between 2.5 and 6 minutes. So we're happy with that. We'll get this one out, let's trim it all off. Yeah, more than happy. That's just come off my idle back. Right, get back out there. Bit of a crosswind left to right, so I'm having to chuck slightly left of my target and it just blows across nicely. All within a yard or so of each other, these casts, so keeping it nice and accurate. That's set. Reset it, get the timer on and hope it goes round. I'm just waiting for it to go round. There'll be a £4 bream on. 2 or 3 of those be bloody lovely. Yeah, come on the breams. Right, there we go, we're back in, back fishing, short line topped up. A couple more fish needed out there. I've just had a bite where it dragged it across the rest, lifted up and there was nothing there. Don't know whether it was a massive liner or... But this has been in like 3 minutes. Went back out and it's gone round. This feels like a better fish. Not massive, but it certainly feels better. Yeah, that'll do. That's a proper bream. Yeah, you'll be liking that one. He's got to be 2.5 to £3. There we go, folks. Nice one. Not holding it too high because Joey Faddle told me a tale this morning of a guy holding a bream up like that, bragging to everybody. It wriggled and he dropped it back in water. And £1 will win it match that day. Hey. Nobody likes to see that. Oh dear. Right, well that's put me on to about 1 hour and 15. I've been fishing about an hour. I've got £5.5, maybe £5. I'm more than happy with that, I'll be honest. More than happy. Let's keep this up. I'm wishing I'd made more micros now. I've never had as many bites in here on hybrid feeder, doing exactly what I've done before. So I know you're already seeing it must be black over. It's feed and presentation, folks. Feed and presentation. Get in. Let's get it back out there. Didn't think it was going to move across there, and as soon as it got about 25 yards out it started to move. I thought it was going to stay straight then. Lovely bite, nice and steady, just a bit quicker than a liner. You can just tell it just has that extra little bit of a lunge as if fish is just turning its head. Just nice. Whereas the other one, it just went straight across there. I thought it were a liner at first, and it just dragged it straight across the rod rest. It might have been a mighty carp. You never know. It certainly was nothing on it when I lifted up. Zero. Unless it was one of those grebes that keep diving. I've had one of those drag my rod off before. Right. Very happy with that. I just hope it carries on like this. I've got to keep making sure this short line's alright. I've got a traditional method to try over there. A few little extra tricks that I can add to my fishing if it gets a bit funny. They're not tricks, it's just something that might make it a little bit more interesting for fish. Right, there we go, folks. Oh, timer. Sat waiting for another bite. Over and out. I've had another skimmer, about 4 ounce. It's just starting to slow up a little bit. I'm just going to try one more. I'm going to mix it with micros and ground bait. And then I'll probably, if it still feels slow, I'll probably put a couple of feeder fulls out there. And I'll have a look on the short line. I've not had a look on that because I have been getting bites most casts, but it's taking longer to get a bite now. It's just not quite happening the same. So I'm feeling like there's a change needed. I'm just gonna, there we go. I'm just going to have a little change. Put a bit of ground bait and micros in the mix. See if that makes a difference. If not, probably put a couple of feeder fulls and have a go on my short line. I've got a feeling there's got to be some fish there. That's not, some of these are a little bit dry. A little bit too dry. Perfect, that one. So I've just put a few micros of ground bait in there. I'll give that a little go. Because there is ground bait out there with micros, a few bits of corn and stuff. We'll just see if this makes a difference. A little bit high, Alan. I didn't want it quite that high. It still went in nice, plopped in nice. One thing I will say with the hybrid, with these bream, you can't really miss them. It's a nice steady dink and it's on. That's it, just lift up, we don't need to strike, it's just on. So plodding along, I don't know, maybe I've got 6 on my clicker. I don't know whether to put another pound on for these. I'll wait till I get another one of those and I might put a pound on. We're an hour and 45 minutes from when the whistle went, but I've an hour and a half fishing, so as you can tell there, it's just slowed up. Could just do with another one of those 3 or 4 pounders. I'm definitely due. I've refed the short line, about 5, well, 6.5 minutes ago actually, to be exact. So if nothing happens on this cast, I'll just put a couple of feeder fulls, that sort of size, out there, just to top it up, leave it while I go on the short line. And we'll see what happens there. And the short line, I'm thinking maggots, pinkies, little red worms, bits of worm heads as hook baits. And the skimmer I've just had, I'm hoping I might start catching a few of those a little bit quicker than what I'm getting them on here. I was hoping for bigger fish on this. If I've had one, I was hoping for a few more of those. They might turn up a bit later, so steady away. I'm not sure what weight's going to win it today. No idea. I'm sure they said about £16 won it yesterday. I think. I'm not sure. They don't give too much away, these guys, on these Feedermaster matches. They don't want you to know too much. I'm going to my short line. It feels funny, this. I hope it's not an eel. Oh, I don't like the feel of that. Something don't feel right. Short line. Oh, that's a bream. It just something don't feel right about it. Right, it's in the mouth. That's all right. That'll do. That felt really strange. That was like rattling. Well, that'll do, folks. That came after about 1 minute. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I'll put 1, 2. I might have, I don't know, it's hard to guess them. 8, maybe £9, 2 hours in. Bit of red worm. Right, how long we got left? 2 hours and 25 minutes left. I've had that bream, I've had a few small roach on the short line. I am getting a lot of indications, but the tiny fish. Just lost a skimmer. I've just put a worm head on, something a little bit bigger, just see if we can stop those little roach, which is what I had the skimmer on. I'm getting a lot of little indications, and I'm just waiting for a bit of a more positive pull from a better skimmer. See, they're just little roach, and I can't seem to get past them on this short line. Red worm, they're just smashing they're just smashing the red worm to pieces as soon as it goes in the little roach. They're not the ones that I'm after. So I'm just putting a slightly bigger bait. I've tried maggot, I've not had a bite on maggot. I can't understand that. So I'm putting like a worm head on. It stays on better than the red worm. The red worms are soft, so they come off really easy, and the roach are just absolutely smashing them to pieces. This sun's doing me head in on my ground bait. I can't cover it up. I'm just putting worm and caster in now. I've stopped putting pinkies in. Just to see if I can pick some better fish out. So there's definitely some better fish down there, because obviously I've had that bream. I put a slightly bigger feeder on. And I felt the little roaches, as I'm doing this, I felt them smashing into the red worms, and I just cannot for life. I mean, I've had a couple of them, but I don't want them. I'm wanting the 4 ounce, 5 ounce, 6 ounce skimmers if I can whittle them out. And them roach are just absolutely going crackers on this short line. It might be worth putting a bit of bait back down and going back on the longer line and see if we can hope that some of those bream have turned back up again. Or should I say skimmers. I'm not getting the indications like straight away now I've put the worm heads on. But I think as soon as I've eaten all the bits of ground bait and what I've put in over the feeder, they're straight onto the worm and it's just like vibrating. It's getting a bit frustrating actually. So I think it might be time to sort of put a bit more bait down there, leave it, go back out, come back to that a bit later and just see if anything's, even if I pick one or two decent bream out of there. Everybody that walks past as well keeps telling me, oh, it's not best round here, mate, rubbish here. Maybe it is, but I'm doing alright at the minute. I'm okay, but I could do with a few more of those bream. And no indications whatsoever now. That's the first time in sort of 20 minutes. This sun is red hot as well. I've had to hide my red worms now. It doesn't matter where I put them, there's nowhere to put them. I've got my other bait under here I'm protecting. Right, there we go, that's your little update, folks. We need to get the momentum going back again. Let's do a few more fish. Right, you saw the bream on the short line, a few little tiddlers. Couldn't get rid of them. I've gone back on the long line, first cast. And it's a better fish, not a big fish, it's a little skimmer. But it's a lot better than the ones I've been catching. They're the ones I were hoping to get on my short line, but it's just not been happening, folks, so. And we've got to go back on that long line. I've not refed the short line because there's plenty of bait gone in. See how this goes, and I'll keep topping it up and I'll retry it a bit later, unless I'm having some success on this line. Right, there we go, ready to go. Let's get it back out there. Just wait for the people to walk past. That bite came after 4.5 minutes. So a similar sort of times as before, between 2.5 and 6 minutes, the bites. Let's hope a nice bream turns up again. 3 or 4 of them would be lovely. But I've no idea how anybody else is going. The guys walk past it, they're just catching a few bits to my left. No idea how anybody else is getting on, so I'm just steady away there catching 1 or 2, but I don't know what they've had. I'm too busy watching my tip. You'd notice if they were bagging. I wouldn't say they're bagging. I've seen them catching 1 or 2, but I don't know really, to be honest with you. Right, that's your little update. Let's hope that let's hope we get a nice solid pull round and a nice big bream. Yes. Well, there's 1 hour and 15 minutes to go. I didn't record it because there was somebody behind me talking to me. Just had a small skimmer up method and it come instantly. It's my second cast out there, I've not had a bite. Very strange, it's gone really, really funny. Can't work out whether to just be patient out there or see if I'll go down here and have a look and see if anything's turned up down there. So I think that's my next plan of action. I've got to have a look short. There's nothing really happening out there. And it was weird because I fed it, cast over where I'd fed it, and it went round, so I don't know, are they wanting lots of bait? There's fish out there because I've just had like a liner there, just a small liner. It's just not going round. Come on the breams, where are you? People have said I'm doing alright in this section. They're struggling up to my left, so I don't know. Not sure what weight I've got. A £9-ish, I would have thought. I think I've been told £20 come from the 80s. I think I'm in with the 80s, which is a better area apparently. But set off really well, and it's just gone really difficult now. I'm due to recast this one, so actually a little update. I'll have a little try shorts and see what we can get. Right, there's 35 minutes left. I've had a little skimmer short and 2 little roach. I baited up the long line. I'm having the last 35 minutes now on method. I've had the better fish on method. I've just got to hope we can pick a few bream up on this line now. Just to try and bump my weight up, see if we can get into teens. 2 or 3 bream. I don't know how they're doing down there, but it was brilliant this morning. It's been difficult this last few hours. Just a few little skimmers. No decent fish to show. So I'm going to sit it out on the method out there. I'll put my timer on. I've just cast out. And just see if we can pick a few better bream up. Here we go, that's your update. Let's hope we get a few pulls, folks. Let's go round, folks, but it's not the one I were after. But it's better than those small roach that we keep catching. Another skimmer. Well, method's definitely been the best way today. For the better stamp of fish anyway. Lots of little bites on the short line. I had nothing on traditional out there. Traditional method. Change that, that's no good. Which is why I'm sticking it out with method. Seems to be becoming a popular way of catching here at Carr Mill Dam. So we've got 20 minutes left. Let's hope we get a nice big slab show up. Come on. I think I'm probably trying to fish for my section at the minute, because apparently down in the 80s is the better area, but you just don't know, folks, do you? You just don't know. Right. Whoops-a-daisy. I get it just right. There we go. Right, and we're away. Let's hope it goes again, folks, eh? Well, there's a guy just walked past. You don't know how true anything is, but apparently £10 about best in my zone. But you just don't know. I think I've got something close to that. I've just had a drop back bite and there was nothing there. Could have been a liner, you don't know. But definitely searching for another bream. I don't think I'm a million miles away then, if that's right, but you just don't know how right that is. 14 minutes to go. That's a couple of casts or so. Let's hope we get a nice one, eh? But I've got a feeling, I mean, you hear rumours like that. I'd have expected more down there, but you just don't know, do you? Ooh. But now I've had a nice steady day today. I just wish them bites had kept coming like they were this morning, but they didn't. That's just fishing. I wish there'd have been a few more better fish short. And I don't know how much they really weigh. I might have £8, I might have £7, I might have £9, I might have £10, I don't know. I find it difficult to gauge what these skimmers weigh. But there we go. We'll probably see you at the weigh-in, unless I get a mighty bream on. It's gone round, it went round lovely, but it's not a bream. It's a skimmer, folks. I think with that being about £2 or £3, but it ain't. And that's probably the end of the match for me, folks. There's about 30 seconds left, I think. Right, see you at the weigh-in. Right then, fishy people, how have I got on? Well, all I will say is I've had a nice day, a frustrating few hours in the middle, and towards the end I just couldn't keep it going. That first 45 minutes I've put 4 feederfuls long with corn, ground bait and micros, with the plan of using the method over that. That's the reason I fed that kind of bait. And short, I've baited it up as a skimmer line with casters, pinkies, maggots and chopped worm and ground bait, obviously. Varying the ground bait, whether I want it dry, a little bit heavier. I put a couple of feederfuls with a winder feeder so it just stays on the bottom, those kind of things. It's red hot now, it's red hot in here, and I'm not opening it windy because there's a load of traffic keeps going by and making a noise. So I was set, cast out, and had 4 fish in 4 chucks on method, and I just thought, wow, this is great. And one of them were reasonable. I think it was about £2.5, I think, something like that. And then I got the odd 1 or 2. It was noticeable, it started slowing up. Kept refeeding the short line. Had to go down there, and I did have a bream, about £2. It felt weird, that. It felt like an eel. It just didn't feel like a bream at all. Bream would just normally go bump, bump. And this was like rattling like crazy. I thought it was an eel at first, it was that bad. But then after that, God, Bennett, I couldn't get rid of those tiny little fish. It didn't matter what I put on. And if I put a slightly bigger bait on, I just didn't have any indications whatsoever. They were loving the red worm, but a lot of the time the red worm were gone before it hit the bottom. You could just see it vibrating, lift up, and it was a little roach. I did have the odd skimmer off it, and I kept trying it. I went back on the method, baited it, went back on the method. I had a few more skimmers. Might have had another decent skimmer, but it was, you could tell it wasn't like it was when I started. I thought we were in for a right day. I thought, oof, there's £20 on cards here. I just couldn't keep it going. I don't think I've overfed it, but have I fed enough? I'm not sure. What I will say is when I put a couple of feederfuls in and went over the top of it, I got another bite. but it was only a skimmer, it wasn't anything decent. So I've tried going over a bit of feed and then putting the method over it. It worked a little bit, then it stopped. And it's been a frustrating sort of the last 2.5 hours. I must have been on about £8 with 2.5 hours to go, and I just could not keep it going. I tried the traditional method out there with corn, with worm. It just didn't work. Maggot, I couldn't get a bite on maggot. That's the first time ever. I could not get a touch on maggot whatsoever. Don't know why. Just didn't happen. Pinkies, tried pinkies. Little one, you can see it on its way down. They're taking it on drop, vibrating, just little roach. Right, walkaboys. The fishermen were telling them porkies. There's been a 12 pounds to my left, which I think is magnificent. I don't know who's caught that, because up that end for the last sort of month it's been horrible up there. So whoever that was, apparently there's been some carpers down there baiting it up quite heavily. So I was told, and there could be a chance of a few fish. So whoever was up there, well done mate, that's a good weight from up there. And there was a 12 pounds in the 60s, and then there was Danny Wilson, we think he's had about 17 pound, which we think has probably won the match. I think he'll have won our zone. I've done okay, but I've not won my section. The 12 pounders won our section, so I weighed in £9 12. I thought I never believe what people tell people, walkaboys. One thing you do learn, fishermen tell porkies. Just a fact. I don't know why, they just do. But I've enjoyed it. Method feeder, I have got to say, method feeder is definitely coming into its own here, without a shadow of a doubt. Method feeder does produce better fish, but not as quick as traditional skimmer fishing. You can't catch those smaller skimmers as quick on the method as what you do with the traditional fishing, and that's where my weights let me down. I think I could have done with having a few hours catching 4 and 5 ounce skimmers, but I ended up getting a few in the end, but not enough. But thoroughly enjoyed it. Another Feedermasters qualifier over. I think my next one is at Southfield Res. I think that is my last one. I don't think I've got another one after that, so I'll see if I can get one maybe for Burton John. I don't know. We'll see. There are some golden rods coming up in, is it October, September, October, something like that as well. So, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, folks. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just a shame I couldn't have kept those fish coming. I thought I was in for a right day, and it just got tricky. I did the usual things, you know, you change your baits. Towards the end I went an extra yard or so. I did pick a fish up, but not the fish that I wanted. All those kind of things. This skimmer fishing, it's not as easy as you think. It's not a case of just chucking it in, the tip goes round. There's all sorts of stuff you've got to be aware of, not overfeeding, feeding enough, not feeding enough, and all that sort of stuff. So, good stuff. Really enjoying it. Feel like I'm getting to grips a little bit more with it now. When you're pleasure fishing, yeah, don't get me wrong, you can empty it, but when there's big matches and a lot of pressure, you've got to refine stuff a little bit. You've got to tweak things a bit more, and it is more difficult the more anglers that are on a place that you're fishing. So, yep, I hope you enjoyed today's little video at Carr Mill Dam in the Feedermasters qualifier. What's next for me? I'm with the old boys at Lindome Lakes, so I'm looking forward to that. I think we're on Loco. Yep, we're definitely on Loco. So we shall see you on there, on the bank there at Lindome Lake. So thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget, it's absolutely free to subscribe. It costs you $0 to subscribe. And if you click the notification bell, you will get all our videos as we upload them. And thumbs up, yeah, will be very, very nice. So until next time, folks, take care, and don't forget, fish on.